what's been happening with the rioting? Has it been solved yet? The feds aren't playing around anymore. Are they finally locking up? Are they
Portland
locking
is
them up?
allowed.
Everyone? Oh, is this Portland? What is it? Is it Portland, Seattle, or is that something different? I don't even know.
Their city to be controlled by rioters for years, but all that changed last night, as 5 days ago, protesters were tossing rocks into Portland's ice facility. And even though the federal agents immediately backed off these rioters dressed in black bloc, it honestly looked like law enforcement was largely outnumbered.
What the fuck, dude? What's wrong with these kids? You know, the funny thing about it, a VTuber actually joined these not riot, but these protesters. So who knows if he was protesting peacefully or if he was actually doing riot stuff. Who knows? If he's doing it peacefully, I have no problem whatsoever. But I still think he's like, you know, protesting for something incorrect in my personal opinion. He doesn't know anything about it. I unfollowed one VTuber. She was supporting these riots. Who was it? It's weird. It's weird to see these certain VTubers supporting this. Like, honestly, it makes no sense whatsoever to be supporting these.
So well into the night, they still vandalized the property, as police reinforcements assisted them in taking back their driveway, clashing with protesters.
800 years of average. That's fine. That's understandable. It's not like, you know, none of us here are gonna send hate or anything like that, you know? We're all pretty mature people at the end of the day.
Pushing plastic container lids.
Hey, Easy Mushroom. This is literally the most dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life for them to do these kinds of things. Not the police, the people who are literally protesting.
With one social media caption stating, "This was DHS's fault for escalating."
Yeah, it's totally their fault. Yeah, 1000%, you know.
And even though they were able to get some vehicles out of their driveway, it appeared they still lost ground with the protesters.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was the mayor of that city, I'd be like, arrest them, bring in the fire trucks, and hose these fuckers down. We do not accept or condone violence whatsoever. You will be detained, and you will be arrested and charged. And we will spray you with a shit ton of water. Just like, you know, what happened in history during the segregation days. You will be hosed down for throwing shit at cops. Cops are allowed to do, I would literally say, cops have the permission to use legal force if they throw rocks or throw anything at our police officers. You are allowed to put them down. Just like the guy from Florida, you know? If you heard the police chief in Florida, I would probably say the same thing too as well.
As days later, these activists still surrounded the building. These Portland protesters are deranged with what they think they should get away with, setting up shop, blocking a federal building while throwing rocks at their agents, then acting shocked when they come out and arrest some of them. But it shouldn't be too surprising, as places like Portland have simply allowed unemployed behavior to plague their cities whenever the Democrats don't get their way. But they're about to learn real quick. Their local liberal DAs might be lenient when they misbehave, but they can't be saved when the charges are federal. As yesterday, Jonathan Cho from Cho Show, recording for Frontlines, which is Turning Point USA, documented the day's protests, where they again attempted to block the entrance to the ICE facility.
Such a bunch of jobless behaviors. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is literally straight up jobless behavior.
And as the feds watched the crowds grow outside, they surprisingly stayed well into the evening.
Jobless fucking behaviors, dude. Why do you gotta call me out, man? What are you talking about? You don't even do this. Can't wait for these people to be drafted. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
So when the ICE agents eventually needed to exit, the crowd was again easily dispersed.
Wow. Let me see. Let me see. Look at this guy. Look at this guy throwing a firework at a police officer. Look at that shit. Actual pathetic.
Proving to the protesters at any given time they can be made to go away. As their shipping container shields do nothing.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that I know someone here. Who was it? I know JM Frog or so doesn't want to, call out on behaviors, but I usually call out on behaviors on certain individuals, especially if it's the VTuber scene, right? I even put that one person in the video that I literally commented or so on the on his like going to go protest. If he was doing peacefully, that's fine. But if he was not doing it peacefully and he was rioting or so with the other people, I'd be like, bro. And even then, on top of that, because like you still have the right to protest, right? Peacefully. Like actually legit peacefully. Not this, whatever this is not peaceful protest, all right? This is not a peaceful protest, okay? That's number one. And then number two, I just called him out because like he's like, you're protesting something that you don't even know anything about it. You probably just heard it on Twitter. You just probably heard it. You just probably heard a bunch of buzzwords and a bunch of other VTubers who told you about it, but you never did your own research on it. So, yeah. Not to this escalation. I've never heard of anything like this in 2020.
So they let the Fed vehicles out, with a few of the protesters being arrested.
Apprehended somebody here.
That's good.
Oh, people.
That's good. That's good.
As basically just a skeleton crew was willing to stick around after. With the Department of Homeland Security putting out a statement saying 250 rioters launched fireworks and shined lasers in officers' eyes, as 5 were arrested on various charges including assaults on federal officers. There has been
Good.
a 413% increase in attacks, but this will not deter them, and if you lay a hand on law enforcement, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
That's good.
Which is great, as a local ABC affiliate stated. One teenager allegedly punched a federal officer in the head, where he
Peaceful protest, right? This is such a peaceful protest.
now faces 20 years in federal
That's
prison.
good.
And as harsh as it sounds, I hope he gets the full 20.
I
as
hope
last
so.
week and maybe even the last 5 years has only shown the protesters that they can essentially get away with anything as long as they all wear the same
Take it easy,
masks
Mushroom.
and only riot on behalf of Democrat talking points. Then it went from marching in the streets to light vandalism, to lighting cars on fire, looting local businesses, until it became hitting feds over the head. At some point in time, the pendulum had to swing back towards law and order, and nothing does that faster than dishing out long prison sentences. And it's not
About
like they're
time.
just pinning it on someone innocent, because if this guy was willing to hit law enforcement, I imagine they'd be willing to do something much worse to someone not armored and armed. And all for what? So these activists can stop ICE from arresting
Denver?
wanted criminals already convicted of
That's the
child
Colorado place,
or
right?
when
Yeah.
local idiots alerted him of the feds so he could escape? But will incidents like this change the rioters' minds in disrupting these arrests? Absolutely not, because these types don't act on actual information, but the emotional manipulation fed by their liberal handlers. As over in LA, they're still protesting in the streets.
They're still doing this in LA? What a bunch of fucking losers. Straight up, man. What an actual bunch of fucking losers, bro. They are still fucking doing this. Oh my god, bro, give it a rest already, bro. God fucking hate, dude. Oh my god, what a bunch of fucking pansies, man.
zero actual change and zero jail time.
150 demonstrators were seen marching, climbing light poles, holding flags, setting off fireworks, and, as you can tell, obviously doing donuts. The protest lasted for about 6 hours until police ordered the crowd
Wow.
to disperse about midnight. No arrests were made, no injuries reported.
No arrest was made whatsoever. Man, California is the most pussiest state I've ever seen in my entire life. Holy shit, dude. Bro, if California was part of the void, Mama Azathoth would have came in and literally fucking smacked every single one of those people. I swear, dude.
With another protest outside Dodger Stadium, angry that allegedly ICE agents entered their parking lot.
Anti-ICE protest erupting outside Dodger Stadium.
Wanna know something funny? The governor went to a winery while this shit is still happening. This is California governor, mind you, and still blames the president.
What a retard. My Mama Azathoth probably would have appointed me as actual, like, you know, the leader of California. If California was in the void or so, Mama would literally put me as the quote-unquote governor of that actual state, and I would have actually set some bitches right, too.
Crowds holding signs and chanting.
We're asking the Dodgers to come out here now. It's too late for talking. We need them to come out here. Get out.
They're not gonna do anything for you, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Honestly. Get out of here, man. Get your shenanigans out of here.
ICE up out of here.
When ICE was never even in that area, as these idiots got all worked up over nothing, because of course law enforcement stages in the area.
That's fucking hilarious. ICE wasn't even over there. It's just a bunch of security guards over at the... Man, I'm going crazy, bro. I'm going crazy with these people. These people are legit crazy.
Stadium is on Academy Road. There's a police facility across the street, but that's an entirely different story that we gotta do a deep dive into next, as LA is about to get a whole lot worse, so make sure you subscribe for that. Don't
LA
doom
is getting even worse now? Holy fuck, man. God, fucking control that fucking city. Oh my lord, bro. God, man. You guys need like void people to like literally be in leadership, because holy freaking Toledo's, Batman. None of these people can literally know how to lead their people or lead a goddamn state, let alone a freaking country. God, man. Honestly, you guys need actual Void, like, leadership. Like, honestly, from the Void. Straight up, in my personal opinion. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Honestly, it's still going. Oh my god, dude. Don't they have jobs or something? What a bunch of jobless behaviors, I swear, dude. Wow. Pfft, bunch of losers. That's all I gotta say. They're just a bunch of losers. They're literally a bunch of young people that are literally straight up a bunch of losers. But oh well. Anyways, it's fine by them. And you know, if you're a VTuber and you're actually supporting the riots and everything about it, you just literally shot your career in the foot. That's all I gotta say. Mind your own business, because I know for a fact that a lot of you young VTubers, a lot of very, very young, naive VTubers don't know what's happening, okay? Just entertain your audiences. Just do that. Just shut up, go live, and entertain your audience. There's a lot of specific young VTubers who have, like, I've shown an example, and then one of my viewers here stopped supporting a VTuber because they were supporting the riots. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're trying to signal boost to these people on Twitter, you are actually going to lose your career faster than Cinder losing her career over 24 hours. That's all I gotta say. Because you want to know something? Not a lot of people watch you. That's all I gotta say. But yeah. That's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Yeah. For a lot of you inspiring VTubers, don't do this. Which VTuber has been supporting this thing? I have no idea. Frog knows who it is. It's apparently it's a VTuber who has like 900 viewers or so. And there was one VTuber that was on Twitter that posted a picture of him literally going to the protest for this stuff. And I'm just like, that's not the play. That is not the play. I didn't unfollow them. They blocked me, which is fine by me. I have no problem at all. You can block me if you want to. But I'm just like, I'm not on the wrong side of history. I'm just saying. You are on the wrong side of history because you're a young, naive child that does not know how the world works. I know more than you. So, yeah. That's why it's called hag maxing at the end of the day. One needs to understand that the rioting, jobless freaks are the teeny tiny minority of lunatics. Yep. Yep. These people who are literally out there all day protesting is jobless behavior. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Like I said, if you're a VTuber and you're actually supporting these riots, you're gonna shoot your career in the foot. But hey, that's not my problem. If you want to lose your career over something stupid, be my guest. You'll learn one way or another. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And peace.